comedy anime. I mean, it's really dependent on the person, but I would say I know quite a few that would satisfy the global audience, I guess. I mean, some are towards my personal taste, but this will be mainly about anime that are just a comedy slice of life. So make sure to also keep in mind that these are just my opinion and I rate them from least preferred to most preferred, even though they're all on the top of my list, so don't get it wrong. But let's get into it, shall we?
さすが内科研の極みにいると言われるお方。
まだやりますか。
私のスマートフォンが。
Hina Matsuri. I mean, it's a great show. But if you think about it, nothing really makes sense in that show whatsoever. But at the same time, everything is just so perfectly aligned together that you're like, okay, I mean, I could see this happening. And it just makes you laugh all around. So the show is about this girl named Hina, who shows up out of nowhere and has some crazy supernatural powers. She ends up in the care of this Yakuza dude named Nita. And two of them are like oil and water. They just don't mix. But that's where the comedy shines. I mean, Hina has absolutely no idea how the world works, so watching her try to navigate through everyday situations like school and shopping is just outright hilarious. And Nita, well, he's a Yakuza member who has to balance his tough guy image with being a responsible guardian. Let's just say it doesn't work out. But it's not just these two who are funny. There are so many other characters in the show that are just downright hilarious and would make you laugh at any time. I mean, take Anzu for example. She's this girl with supernatural powers, but ends up homeless and has to learn how to survive on the streets. And the contrast between her tough situation and her childlike innocence makes it for some great comedy. While the comedy is beyond exceptional, with no recyclable jokes, and it has a unique take on anime, it also doesn't do comedy for just the sake of comedy. There are some truly heartwarming moments in this show that add depth to the characters and their relationships. It's a perfect balance between humor and heartwarming that you'll be laughing at one point and feeling all the feels the next. Highly recommend.
ヤゴさんはもっと自分磨いた方がいいな。
安則君、そこの突面鏡貸して。
俺？
なんでそんなもんうちにあんだよ。
Daily Lives of High School Boys. It's just a classic. I mean, growing up, I watched this throughout high school and college. It just brings nostalgia. I mean, like the things they do in the show is just crazy, but it makes it all too funny. Though it's just the simplest things as just standing on the riverway and literally saying absolutely nothing, the thoughts that are expressed in their head makes it hilarious. I would say that this show is where you could watch it anytime, as you could always get a good laughter. I mean, there's no sequential story to this, so you don't have to watch it in order. While there are some shorts here and there where they'll continue from the last one, but most of the time, you can just watch it from any episode, anytime, any day. And I think that's what makes this a comedic anime, as it's just pure fun, and you just get to see these three high school boys doing stupid things and making everything dramatic from a third-person angle. And honestly, I wish I could have as much fun as these guys. When I was in high school, I didn't do these crazy things, but honestly, it still gives me nostalgia of the things that I did that were a little bit out there. And all in all, it's just comedic fun. Definitely watch this. Okay, I know last recommendation I said it was a classic, but this one's truly a classic. I mean, it's such a shame that people in Japan overlooked this show when it aired, but I think it's probably one of the best shows from Kyoto Animation. Not only because of its unique and quirky, cute art style, but it's just so funny on the unique take on everyday situations. The show is a slice of life comedy that follows the lives of a group of high school students and their daily experiences. However, what makes it stand out is that it is the over-the-top absurdity that happens in these situations. The humor is quite witty and clever that often takes a different turn from what you think. If you think it's going the right way, it's literally just going to turn left immediately. But it's not just the writing that makes it unique. The animation is also something beyond your imagination. It's still one of the greatest animated slice of life shows to this day, despite coming out in 2011. The characters' expressions are exaggerated in a way that makes it look too comedic, and the animation is extremely fluid, as they utilized a bit of mix of traditional and digital animation techniques that makes it a pleasure to watch. Even the smallest of details are given attention, making the scene characters more lively and dynamic. If you're looking for a show to give you a good time and a good laugh, this show is for you. With its heartwarming art style and comedic animation, I find it hard for someone not to enjoy the show.
その
おーいお前らサッカーしようぜ
I mean, if you have been in the anime scene for a while, you already know or watch this anime. Even if you are new, most people have heard of Konosuba. Without needing to go into much detail, the premise is that a guy gets isekai'd, and instead of taking this amazing power, he takes the god with him, who is kind of useless, and the god is named Aqua. But basically in the world, he's kind of like a normal person, or like he just starts out at level 1. And while it is a fantasy and an isekai, this anime is all in all a hilarious slice of life to all of its elements. With his ragtag gang of a useless god, masochistic knight, and one-trick pony mage who only can use one spell before she's knocked out, you see them go on these crazy and stupid adventures every day with this kind of dynamic that really brings out the life out of these characters and just makes you laugh every second of it. The voice acting and cast really shines in this anime, and you can definitely see it. If I was ever going to recommend a first comedy anime to someone, this anime would be sure the first on my list to recommend. With his funny acting and his comedic take, I love it to all the ends.
はい、それではまず筆箱はしまいなさい。
バカめ、予想できたことだろ。
おい助けてくれ
どうしようかな。
それと飲食は禁止です。
そんな目でこっちを見んな。
てめえで何とかしろ。
しかしなぜ他の連中は涼しい顔をしてられるんだ。
まさか自信があるとか。
一時開始です。終わったら退席して構いません。では始め。
退席します。
覚悟を決めた笑みだったか。
Now, this is the show that I will always keep laughing to no matter what the situation is, where I'm watching this. It's because it's insane. The absurd situations, witty one-liners, clever jokes, and hilarious reactions just keep me going. Like, I can never stop. I mean, the show says it's about diving, and sure, there are some diving parts. It's not about diving, okay? They don't dive until maybe episode 6 or something, and that's literally half of the season. Now, Basically, the main characters are a group of friends who are always getting into trouble, whether it's accidentally joining a diving club or getting drunk and waking up on the beach. But it's not the main characters who are only funny. The side characters are just as hilarious. And what I love about the show is that it's in a college setting, making it all too perfect. I mean, it doesn't seem immature as a high school student would be. They make it so that it actually looks like college students doing stupid things and stupid stuff. And this is the life. Like, this is what I would have wanted in my university life. But obviously, reality is not anime, so. But anyways, Grand Blue is just so funny. In a way, it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's a show that just wants to make you laugh, and it succeeds with flying colors. So, if you're looking for a good laugh and something that will last for a long while, watch this show. I highly recommend it.